Stay tuned for the Joan Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Waiting to be profiled are Hope Juber and restaurateur Jason Ha. Lyricist, comedy writer, and performer Hope Juber is a native Californian. She comes from a very talented showbiz family, and we're going to have her tell us, first of all, who's Sherwood Schwartz?
Besides creating Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch, he is my dad.
Well, there you are, and you have a brother, Ross.
I have three brothers. I have Ross, who you recently interviewed for his movie, and my brother Lloyd, who I write plays with and movies with, and I have another brother, Don, but he's not in the business.
No, Don is the one who probably made your mother happy. He's the doctor,
yes.
Right? Were you on the set of Gilligan's Island all the time?
Oh, yeah. When I grew up, Dad was doing Gilligan about 3 blocks away from where I went to my elementary school. And after school, I just went down to the island almost every day.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Well, did you become a part of the set in any way? Were you part of that family?
I was part of the family. I was never on the show because there wasn't much call for a redheaded 7-year-old on an island.
Oh, dear. What about the Brady Bunch?
Yes, I was on that one.
Yeah.
I was Greg Brady's girlfriend, Rachel, for a while.
So you had a recurring role. Mm-hmm. And did your daddy write you in?
He mainly had the part and then just said, "You want to do this?" And it was fun, so I did.
So did you take acting lessons?
I did.
Oh,
I did
so you really did want to be a part of it. Did you take music lessons?
I didn't take music lessons,
Oh,
no.
wow.
No.
But how did you become so musical then?
Well, I didn't even realize I was musical until I married my husband, Lawrence Juber. And he is extremely musical. He was the guitarist for Paul McCartney's band Wings.
Oh, that's how. But that doesn't carry over any genes to you.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh. Actually, I just started writing songs with him, and maybe because my dad wrote the theme songs to the TV show, maybe there was kind of a latent musicality there too.
Oh, he did write the theme songs.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what drew you to the lyrics. But you write. You've been writing and writing and writing.
Yes, yes.
Because I saw that you write notes about everything. Mm-hmm. What were some of those funny things? Teddy and who?
Oh, the turtle stories. There's often interesting things that happen at every household, and I will write little kind of quaint stories about the family, about the kids, about the pets, and we put a lot of those up on the website, and I get a lot of great reaction to those.
Just from reading your stories. But in 2002, you wrote The Brady Bunch Goes to the White House.
Yes.
Well, how did you think of doing that?
Well, having a president in the White House, it seemed like Mike Brady would be a good idea.
Needed somebody? What was he going to bring to the White House?
Oh, gosh, Brady qualities, Brady morality, Brady everything. So we thought, put the Brady Bunch, those people that we love, let them be the first family, and let's see what happens to America then. It's
easy for you, I guess, because your father created it. So you can continue to make the great Brady Bunch grow. What about Gilligan's?
Gilligan, we wrote a musical, Gilligan's Island the musical. It's being readied for a national tour right now.
Oh, it is? Mm-hmm. Did you cast it?
No, not yet.
But will you be a part of it?
Just as far as writing the score.
As writing that. Yeah. And then the Brady Bunch?
The Brady Bunch, we just finished a run of a Very Brady musical.
That's a musical too.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, that Very Brady musical, it's
it's what?
It's over, and I'm on to my next musical, so I'm trying to think of what that was
about. But you've had 4
about.
musicals produced.
Yeah, right now, I know, because it was like, the Brady musical and the Gilligan musical, and then I had 4 children's musicals, and right now I'm on
The Housewives.
So I'm like, what was that about again? I don't remember.
But 4 musicals is really great.
Yeah, thank you.
And so The Housewives, tell us about
The Housewives. It's kind of a Spinal Tap meets Dreamgirls, a satire of a girl group.
And how did you cast it?
We had a casting director who came in and brought a lot of very, very talented performers in, and we chose the 3 best.
And tell us who they are, besides, are you in it?
No, no.
You're not in it?
Oh, no. I like to watch these.
Oh, I see. So tell us who's in it.
Corinne Decker, she's wonderful, and she plays Lynn. And then we have 2 Jamies, Jamie Hood and Jamie Lake.
And what do their characters play? What do they do?
Well, Corinne plays Lynn, and she's kind of she has the biggest jump as far as the character goes. She starts out not really intending to be a part of a group, and ending up taking over the lead. Basically, it's a story of the relationship between the 3 of them. It's a story of Becca, who's played by Jamie Hood, and her artistic. This is finally a way for her to express herself artistically, and she writes all the songs. And then there's Jamie Lake, who really wants to be the star, and it's just they're friends, they're moms together. They get together to have a short bit on a PTA show, and ends up being a phenomenon that takes over the music world.
So it's at the Whitefire Theater, a very small theater.
Yeah, it's 99-seater, yeah.
But one thing that you said you wanted to have in a theater was
comfy seats and a good sound system.
so that they could listen to some of those songs that you wrote. Reynolds Rap, R-A-P.
Our rap song about aluminum foil, yes.
Pledge or Behold. Pledge squirting to wax the furniture.
Yeah, we use a lot of cleaning products in this particular show, but it's all rock and roll too. What we've done is taken everyday, trivial, mundane things and made good rock and roll songs out of them.
They say that the music is really fabulous, but when you listen to the words, so I was going to ask you about some of the lyrics.
Well, hopefully you'll be laughing.
I think ironing board, B-O-R-E-D.
And Be My Babysitter. Kind of a girl group thing.
How is a ironing board? It really, when you think about it, it is pretty boring, isn't it?
It's a blues. It's a blues
blues
number. Yeah, there's a lot of blues in this particular show. We have I've Been Defrosting All Day, which is another blues number.
Oh, sure.
And we have some good rock and roll, Call a Repairman. We have Permanent Wave, which is a surf song about doing your hair.
So, tell me about some of those other stories that you've been writing. Did they kind of make the transition into your musicals, like the Tessie and Pete or Mom's Birthday? Do those play any part in what you're...
You know, I've been asked to put them into a book, and who knows, maybe eventually it'll be a musical, but right now those are just kind of my almost personal anecdote kind of stories. So people want me to collect them in a book. I may do that, but I've just been so busy writing musicals that I haven't.
You haven't been able to do it.
No.
So they don't really cross over.
Not
like
yet.
Mom's Birthday?
No, not yet.
What did you say of that story?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh dear. I think we're treading onto this personal mom story. Or the visit to the wine country. I thought that was great. I was like reading all of these things, and then knowing that your brother wrote Bottle Shock and he went to the wine country and wrote it up there. I was thinking, can there be some collaboration for a musical there?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a really interesting idea. I hadn't thought about that. I usually I collaborate with my brother Lloyd on the musical things, but maybe collaborating with Ross.
Does he write music, your brother?
My brother Lloyd and I write scripts together. We wrote the book for Brady musical.
I see.
I write the scores with my husband Lawrence.
I see.
He's the musician.
So you have kids. Are they old enough to be a part of what you're doing?
They're old and gone.
They're old and gone?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not sitting on the set like you were?
No, they're 25 and 22 years old. My youngest one just went off on tour. She's a singer.
She's a singer?
Yeah.
See, so that came from her father. Well, tell us what to look for when we go to see It's the Housewives.
Come to itsthehousewives.com. where you can read about it, and you can buy tickets, and you can come to the show. It opens on September 6th.
Tell us what the story anymore.
The story is, it's the housewives were one of the biggest bands. I don't know if you remember
the bands.
this.
Oh,
but they were a huge band. They were like as big as the Beatles.
Oh, I got it.
And when they broke up 15 years ago, one of them disappeared like that. The other two we know what happened to, but the one that disappeared, we don't know what happened to. And the whole show opens with finding the missing housewife and then going back and hearing the story, the scandal, the egos.
Okay.
And it's a satire of a girl group. It's kind of a Dreamgirls meets Spinal Tap.
Okay, I got it now. So we have to go see that. Thank you so much, Hope, for being with us today.
Thank you, Joan.
And don't go away. We'll be back with Jason Ha, who's going to show us some food that he brought. Oh, you're poor. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. I'm here with entrepreneur, restaurateur, Jason Ha, who was born and raised in Korea. He came to the United States in the 80s for a visit, which was arranged by his restaurateur father. And Jason worked his way through college. He earned a degree in business. He learned English at the same time. Where did that all happen, Jason?
You know, it was all surprise to me. My father, who was born in Japan in 1930, and then he never knew he was Korean until Second World War was over.
You're kidding.
Yeah, my grandfather was dying before the war over, and he gave him a will to take a mother and children, and I mean brother and sister, back home, and he never thought that that was his home. And then,
so he didn't know he was Japanese? I mean, Korean?
Yeah, no, he didn't.
He thought he was Japanese.
Yeah, well, you know, when survival is matter, ideology doesn't really matter. So my grandfather went to the North Island of Japan, which is Hokkaido, and they joined a big farm. So he was a farmer and found another Korean lady and got married and had two sons. My father was the oldest son, and then two sister.
What a great story.
Yeah, so my father came to Korea and then met my mother, who is a restaurateur family.
Oh, she was. That's how he got into it.
Yes. Well, you know, in Korea back those days after war, a lot of arranged marriage was, given for the family who need a son in their family, because my mother was only daughter.
I see.
So he married to my mother, and then that's how he got started a restaurant business.
But he had a lot of restaurants. Where were they?
Yes. Well, I was born in, Venice of Korea, called Chungmu, which is southeast corner, and it's not only beautiful, known for the great seafood, because all the warm and cold water meet in that particular corner of the South.
So were there canals all around where you lived?
Yes, a lot of islands. That's where he started learning the restaurant. But my mother's family want him to study in America. To expand their businesses and whatnot. So my father went to America and he completely fell in love with the nation. So he never wanted to come back, but he had to carry
He had to carry on the story.
Right. So my grandma called him back. It was study. So and then that's how he.
Where did he come when he came to the United States?
Well, he went to Washington.
He went to Washington.
Yes.
I see. But then then he came back, and there were all these restaurants in Korea.
Right, south the city Chungmu, and also the second major city near Chungmu, which is called Busan. So he had a steakhouse, barbecue restaurant, Japanese restaurant, and Korean restaurant.
Oh, but then so he wanted you to have the experience, and he sent you to the U.S.
Right.
And you didn't speak a word of English. How'd you get through college?
No. Well, I'm the only son in the family. I have 5 older sisters, and I have 1 younger sister. My parents kept trying until get a son, because they wanted to carry the family tradition.
But look where the son is, in the U.S., not in Korea.
So actually, the day my dad announced me that I was going to America, he said, "Send me down, and son, I have a second best present for you." So I thought, wow, I'm getting a new car. Yes. Well, no. He said, I will send you to America. That's how I came in. And before I left, he said, he never pursued American life, but I think you should try. And if you like it, you can call America home.
Did he?
Yes,
Oh, that was so great.
Yes. So I came in, I was a kid, so I thought about Baywatch, all the glamours of California. But one thing that I didn't know is I didn't speak English, because all those Korean TV speak Koreans, So as I arrived, my father once worked for the U.S. Intelligence because he was born Japan, Korea, and studied in America. So I could get a green card. So I went to the college. I felt like I thought I was somebody in Korea, but in America I was nobody because I don't have a language. I was very lonely in Orange Coast College, and I must decide, I want to go back, because this is where I should belong.
Oh, I see.
But I quickly realized it's not their problem. It's my problem. I'm here, want to be part of here, then I need to speak so that I can communicate. So
Which you did. And you did very well. And your first business was an import-export business?
Yes. I mean, naturally, because my background was home in Korea, I wanted to find a reason to go back to Korea, visit my family.
Back and forth.
And in vacation, my parents called me in, and then I was struck by how trading moves, products out of China coming to America. So I studied the business then. So I went to a big trade show, and I was huge surprise. All this commodity made overseas and import to U.S. If I can find the shortest connection between the producer and the buyer, I thought I could do some business. So when I was in throughout the college years, I contact small companies in Korea who cannot afford to have their subsidiary.
Oh, so you did that?
Yes.
That was smart.
Yes, with our college roommates and
What were those things? Oh, to bring those things here?
Yes.
What were those things?
It's a small pens, gift
just
goods,
gifts?
just so small miscellaneous things.
So that was like a business, though, that you started.
Oh yeah, for college kid, I mean, that was big business.
Yeah, that was great.
So my classmate, American guy, contact buyers because my English wasn't good enough, and I contact a small company in Korea who cannot present themselves here, but we were, getting their merchandise and sell to the, different buyers.
Distributing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fabulous.
Yeah, that's got me through the college.
And then fashion, how did fashion play into your background?
And, after I finished a degree with marketing and finance, I need to pursue something. And I remember my dad always told me, son, if you're in a business of food, clothing, or house, you will always find a job.
Because you always need it, right?
Right,
you need
that's right.
clothes, you need food.
Right.
So you went into the fashion business?
Right. I knocked on a lot of a company, and I started working as a shipping department, and I learned how merchandise being made, and et cetera. And Korea also big, manufacturer. So I sent a lot of letters to the different manufacturer, and then I got fund, thank God. And then I worked with the small designers, and we create our online.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
So you were going back and forth to Korea then, watching the manufacturer, helping with the design?
Yes.
But you weren't a fine arts major. But
No.
do you have an artistic bent?
I love beauty. So, but I don't have a talent of creating things. So my designer every season create a different styles,
you
and
would
we decide, produce collections and then sell. And I got lucky. Business grow and grow.
Was it sportswear?
No, it's ladies, young ladies.
It was.
Yes,
yes. So like
teenagers. Yes.
Oh, how great!
Yeah, it was fun.
And then that brought you to food?
Yes,
finally.
And yes, and it was funny because I always take my buyers and manufacturers and I love food, so I always take them out. And one day I feel like if I can have my own small restaurant, You know, instead of take them out to the different restaurant where they don't recognize us. So why not? So I'm looking for a very old part of downtown LA, and I found a building built in 1902.
Wow.
So 106 years old building. It's brick building, first story with a beautiful garden with a big tree in the center. I just fall in love with the space, and you know what? I want to create something fun.
So that's how the restaurant started?
Yes.
Just by looking like that?
Yes. Yes.
But you're not a chef.
No, I'm not a chef, but I grown up with the food, and I think my fashion career really helped me to become a good restaurateur.
One of the things that when I was reading about you, is it said you could take a dark spot and make it shine, and that's what this house sounds like, or this building that you're talking about.
Yes, I mean.
And what do we call it?
It's the first restaurant called Zip Fusion.
Zip.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets us to. So is it still there?
Oh, it's still there.
So
yes.
and it's called Zip Fusion.
Yes,
the
Zip
restaurant?
Fusion. Yes.
Okay, so what does Zip mean?
What Zip means home in Korean.
Oh, it does.
Yes, Zip means home in Korean.
Because Zip, we were thinking zipper.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's spelled Zip, but it means home in Korean.
Oh, so it's like a friendly.
Yes. Yes.
Do they serve like friendly food?
Oh yes, we. When I decide to start a restaurant, I call my dad, and he said, "Son, I told you clothing, food, and you own one. Just stick with it. Restaurant is
the rest of the clothing was okay.
Yeah, but I really wanted to have my own restaurant. I mean, like my parents had. So
do you go there all the time? Are you there?
Oh, I'm there all the time, day and night.
Do you work in the kitchen?
Well, I work on the floor most of the time.
You work front of the house, back of the house, everywhere?
In and out, everywhere.
So tell us what Zip Fusion is then.
Right. When I confirmedly told my Dad, I really want to do this. And then he flew in and he sat me down. Son, you're not a very traditional guy. So I don't know what you're going to do, but, world is changing. So why don't you create something unique of your own?
Oh.
As far as it looks good, smells good, tastes good, and it does body good, then don't be shy.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Okay, so you did.
Yeah, so fusion, where fusion came from, whole world is changing, particularly we in Los Angeles, a lot of different culture, and I think, if we can borrow some good, fundamental of my heritage with Japanese and Koreans.
That's what you think fusion is,
Yeah.
putting those things together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what do you use, Japanese, Korean, and
Right. American?
American?
Yeah, Zip Fusion is a focus of a sushi restaurant per se. So I have a great sushi menu, but I want to create a sushi menu so that sushi phobic can try.
Sushi phobic? They're afraid of sushi, they can try something else?
Yes.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of cooked stuff and then a lot of vegetable rolls. So it's
What is this? Is
Oh
Alba?
yeah, it's
What is it?
It's
Alba called
avocado, yes.
It's like avocado, but it's two words, like
yes.
albacore
and avocado together.
avocado. So tell us what it is.
Well, in this particular dish,
I'll bend it down a little bit like this.
yes, there's a diced albacore tuna marinated.
So
and-
it's raw. So
yes,
this
raw.
is like
Sear
where
raw.
your
Yes.
sushi phobics can try it.
Yeah, it's cooked, and then we slice, avocado very thin, and then we wrap it up all together, create some kind of apple dish. So
what else is in here?
if we crack it
If
open,
we crack it open.
and there's
I'm
oh,
gonna
there you
crack
go.
it open because
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
So it's a very, very healthy, and it's a
Is
fun
this avocado on the outside and on the inside?
avocado.
And what kind of sauce do you put on it?
Sauce is very, very important in Korean cuisine, and particularly I use a lot of sesame oil. Yes, and then the basic sauce is called unagi sauce. We make all the sauce in the house. Yes. Nice flavor, yeah. Deep, it's good.
Kinda sweet?
Yeah, sweet. Very
Okay.
Californian dish.
Okay, and we have, then after the Zip Fusion, you opened another restaurant.
Yeah, Zip Fusion doing really good, and I'm having so much fun. In apparel industry, I mean, I love clothing, but sometimes we fail in delivery or coloring. I can fix it. But restaurant, if you have an unhappy customer, I can make different dish. I can make it happen.
Okay. So then we got 3rd Street.
Yeah, East 3rd.
East
East
3rd.
3rd.
So it's a small E.
E.
Big 3
yeah.
RD.
That's correct.
East 3rd Steakhouse.
Yes.
And you brought this from there.
Right.
Some kind of sliced
Right.
sirloin. What is it?
I want to create some different concept of a steakhouse. So this is a rib, a short rib, but it's short rib. It's beautiful flavor, but it's hard to cook. So I married in a Asian pear and honey and a lot of different vegetable, and we braise it for about 2 hours. So all those flavors go into the meat, and it's just tender, like falling in your mouth.
So it takes a long time to cook that.
Yes, this particular dish.
And then what do you serve it with?
And then mashed potato. It goes well with the steak, but that is kimchi mashed potato.
Kimchi. What's in the kimchi?
Kimchi is a very Korean traditional cabbage. It's spicy cabbage.
I see. So that's mixed with the potato?
Yes.
And you call it a lounge. Lounge is very popular to add on to the end of your restaurant now. Restaurant and lounge.
Yes,
Why?
I love it. Oh, if you come to my restaurant, you feel a very different energy. We have a good music, and then everybody laugh, and it's just having a good time. Not only good meal, but everybody just come out, feel the energy, and have a great time. So I have a 5Z Fusion, which is a sushi fusion restaurant, but I wanted to create a steakhouse with a big bar and then party.
I see. That's the loungy part of it, right? The fun part of it.
Yes.
Well, are you out there having fun with them?
I'm having so much fun. My wife is jealous.
Do you go to all these Zip Fusions all the time?
Yes. It's a lot of work, but it's what made me going.
Well, I can't wait to try your short ribs, and I'm so glad you came and told us your
thank you very
whole
much.
history. That was great. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jason.
so much.
And thanks for watching. Email me at jaquinn1@aol.com. We'll see you next time.